is your introduction to Zentangle letters, the final project, part one, starting your letter. Last week, we learned how to make Zentangles using basic motifs. This week, we'll begin using Zentangles to create our own works of art. Look at these awesome Zentangle letters. How cool are they? So here are your step-by-step directions. Step 1, get your paper. You need the larger white drawing paper that came in your art kit. And you can see in the picture it's larger than the other white paper. It's 3-hole punched, all right, but it's taller, it's a little bit bigger. And you need the larger paper because this drawing that you're gonna do will end up being the cover of your sketchbook. And we need that cover to be on this larger, heavier paper. So hopefully you still have your art kit. Hopefully you still have this larger paper in your art kit. If you can't find it, or if it got, I don't know, eaten by an animal or something like that, go ahead and use any paper you can find, any blank white paper. But if you have the larger paper, use that. Step 2, choose a letter style. You could use block letters, bubble letters, or something fancier. Just make sure your letter is an outline that can be filled in with Zentangles. Or you could do a Google image search for, say, bubble letter W, or whatever letter you want. You'll get lots of options. I typed in bubble letter W, and look at all of these really cool options I got. Step 3. Draw your letter. You have options for this. If you find a letter you like online, zoom in on it so it's huge. Hold your paper up to the screen and gently trace it with a pencil. Here's a hint. To really zoom in on something, do a reverse pinch on your trackpad to zoom in on something. Or you could draw the letter freehand. An easy way to do that is to lightly draw the letter itself. And it's so light you can barely see it in the photo on the left, but still make it huge. And then just draw an outline around the letter, like you're highlighting it all the way around the outside. Then erase the line inside, leaving the bubble letter behind. But make sure your letter has a space inside it where you can fill it with Zentangles. So here's why you need to make it large. You need to make your letter large enough so there's an even balance between the positive and negative space. And this is new art vocabulary for us. So here's what that means. Positive space is the letter itself. Here is the letter C. So the positive space in this example is the letter C itself. The negative space is the background, the space around the letter. In other words, just don't make your letter small. Make it really huge. You want a balance between the positive and the negative space. Make your letter huge. Step 4, divide up your letter into at least 5 sections. Give your sections a variety of shapes, otherwise it can look pretty boring. Step 5, begin drawing Zentangles inside each section, filling up the space. Go slowly and carefully until your whole letter is filled with Zentangles. Use a variety of patterns and motifs. Use skinny Sharpie. Like last week, I recommend just doing this straight away in the skinny Sharpie. If you really want to do it in pencil first, you can, but then you have to go over everything again with skinny Sharpie, which is twice the work. Skinny Sharpie will force you to draw slowly, it will force you to draw carefully, and your artwork will probably turn out better because of that. And then, this is as far as you need to go this week. This is it. Next week, we'll add the background, but we're not doing the background this week. This is as far as we go. But you need to know this because this, what you're starting this week, your letter itself, It is part of the final project, so I need to make sure that you know what's on the rubric before you start. This is what I'll be grading. I'm looking for 5 things. I'm looking for artwork that shows complex Zentangle patterns using a wide variety of motifs, and your letter has to have at least 5 Zentangles in it. 2, the large letter creates a balance between the positive and negative space. 3, artwork is neatly drawn. Take your time, draw carefully. 4, creativity. Motifs are elaborated on to create complex, unique patterns. Space is broken up in an interesting way. And finally, the photograph of your artwork is in focus, close up, and well lit by natural light during the daytime, not at night, not with a lamp shining on it. Your name and date should appear in the photograph so that I know it's yours. When you're done, like I said, take a good quality photograph of your drawing, attach it to the assignment in Google Classroom, and click Turn In. Now, I need you to know that this week's assignment, just the letter itself, will count as a classwork grade. The entire project, once it's finished after next week, the whole thing will be given a project grade. But what you're doing this week, just the letter, that's getting a grade. It's going to be a classwork grade in PowerSchool. So that's it. If you have any questions, please email me. Please reach out. It is my job to help you, and I love doing what I do. So have fun, everybody, and good luck.